Okay, good evening. So for some time now, some things have been going through my mind, and I really want to question our conscience as Ghanaians. What's going on in our nation? Look as if we have managed to legalize all sort of criminality, all sort of extortions, all sort of things that are illegal, all sort of illegal things have been normalized and legalized. So we have a situation where institutions, organizations, instead of finding innovative ways of making genuine money and profit, they have resorted to extorting money from customers, people that they deal with, basically. So, a typical example is what is going on in the Ghanaian telco space. The telcos are just extorting money from customers, basically. They subscribe customers to things that they have no idea that they have been subscribed to. They keep deducting and taking people's credits away, money, and the regulators are aware of this, but they are doing nothing about it. People who are working with the telcos knows exactly that they are actually taking people money. They are basically stealing from their customers. Yet nobody seems to care, or we seem like nobody can do anything about it. So we have legalized this kind of criminality extorting from customers in the Ghanaian telco space. When you have your data or your credit on your phone, whether you like it or not, somebody is using some algorithm to be taking your money without your consent. You buy any amount, and within a short possible time, the credit or the amount is gone. And when you call to inquire, they'll tell you, did you check some background things are working and are not working? Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, it's not only Ghana that telcos work. We have used mobile phones all across the world, and it doesn't work that way. So the Ghanaian telcos are actually extorting from their customers. The same with the banks. Instead of the Ghanaian banks, recently I talked about the fact that the Ghanaian bank needs help, but the Ghanaian banks are not finding innovative ways to make money and to even cushion their own customers. So they are resorting to extorting from their customers. Some bank even charge their own customers for using, for instance, their own ATM. So if I'm a customer of Bank A and withdraw money from Bank A using the bank's ATM card, they still charge for it. If you have your savings account and you manage to transfer money from your savings to your current and back, they still charge you for that. They will charge you for account service, whatever the banks are using, instead of using for ways to invest the money that we even deposited in your account. They have resorted to extorting money from customers. Why is that the case? Why is that normal that you find any institution in Ghana, instead of finding ways to make genuine profits, they have resorted to cheating, and it has become normal. Like everybody is doing it, so it's okay. Instead of finding ways to generate genuine profit and revenue, Ghanaian institutions and companies have actually resorted to extortion, thievery, and all sort of criminal tricks just to declare profit. This is laziness, and those CEOs supervising these kind of acts should be ashamed of themselves. Okay, it's a nation where it has become the survival of the fittest. Who can cheat best declare the highest profit. And why is this happening? Because we have become a society where it doesn't really matter what you do to get rich. The end is you being able to show off your wealth and your money and your richness is all that matters. What you did, how you came by that money, is not important, it's not relevant to the Ghanaian society. So people have been accustomed to the fact that it doesn't really matter what you do to declare that profit or revenue. What matters is you have it. So organizations are not actually generating any extra thing with exception of just stealing from their customers, both public and private organizations. And so that's why most Ghanaian entrepreneurs and companies are not competitive internationally because they are not being innovative. They would rather cheat their customers to declare profit rather than resorting to creating something innovative to attract more customers to them. Okay? This is worrying because we cannot build an economy like this. Our economy should be based on sincerity, hard working, and real generation of wealth and revenue, generating an economic output that deserve payment. So, because of the ignorance of the majority of our citizenry, people are just stealing and extorting from people. We all know what is happening. You drive your car, police will stop you, extort money. You move to a public organization just to get an information. Somebody want to get money from you. You move to hospitals, they are extorting money everywhere, every institution. Look at what is happening at SNET. Teachers will work their whole life, but they have to even go ahead and pay money, bribe, in order to get their own pension. And sometimes before some of these people will get their pension, they're already dead. They are sick and dead. Okay? What's happening? Greed. Greed have taken over our country. Greed. Immorality and greed have taken over our country, Ghana. Nobody's talking about these kind of things going on. All that everybody all that they are looking for is just how do we make the next money? How do we cheat the next person? So it has become a country where if you don't take time before you realize somebody have cheated you, and that's very dangerous. If we want to move this country, this Ghana that we all love, if we want to move our economy forward, we have to resort to creating real wealth and real output instead of the cheating that is going on. It's cut across all the sectors. It's cut across both private and public institutions. Everywhere you go, somebody is finding ways to extort, to cheat, and to take away from innocent or unsuspecting customers instead of rather creating a genuine way of making real money, value for money. So why should even students be paying for mm, these kind of forms that they've been selling? If you have an educational institution, whatever institution, and you want to admit people, set the parameters online. People go online, fill in these forms. If they qualify, you process their admission. If they don't, why do you have to resort to extorting money from them? So you have space for only 10 people, yet you go ahead and set 1,000 admission forms only to admit 10 people. This is stealing. Okay, the economy is not being run on real output. It's being run on tricks, which actually result to making more people poor rather than generating wealth. And so we have to tackle what is going on. We have to tackle it head on. We have to start speaking the truth. If you are heading an organization and you know that we are using tricks to get profits, you are using tricks to get your revenue instead of generating the real wealth, you should be ashamed and start thinking of generating more wealth and making our economy more competitive instead of what we are doing right now. What we are doing is rather collapsing our economy. We are not generating any wealth. Okay, so let's start talking about these kind of things and see the outcome.